I know you like to talk, former Kentucky Wildcat, so let's turn to Karl-Anthony Towns, who, outside of Russell Westbrook, maybe even next to Russell Westbrook, had the best stat line of anyone tonight. Towns and the Wolves lost to Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks tonight, 106-104. Towns had 47 points, 18 rebounds, and 2 assists. Meanwhile, Kristaps Porzingis had 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Twan, that got us thinking, with these two big men facing off, is this rivalry the next Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan that we saw back in the early 90s and early 2000s?
I think skill-wise, basketball-wise, yes. I just hope that teams can be that good.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Minnesota has some trying days in Minnesota. Obviously, they had the 1 year when they went to the Western Conference Finals with Kevin Garnett, but they had some competitive years when Stephon Marbury and Kevin were together. So I hope these teams can be competitive and fight. Tonight was a great example of that. When you get games like that where they both were the leading scorers and highlighting of the game is, you know, Karl-Anthony Towns putting up big numbers, but Porzingis had 29 points himself. So I think these two guys do compare to them, and especially in a league where it's a point guard driven. You know, the point guards really run the league right now in the NBA. These are two bigs, two young bigs that are keeping it kind of alive. You had these two guys alongside the Marcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. Now you got 4 bigs that are kind of in the mix that can continue to keep the big men alive in the NBA. But I love both of these guys' skill set. They're similar in the way their versatility. The league is in a good position.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great position with these guys being able to be as versatile as they are. And they're exciting players. These are not like, you know, I don't know if Tim Duncan was the most exciting. I think we grew and loved to appreciate Tim Duncan's game and how consistent he was night in and night out. And I think that's what made people love Tim Duncan, and he also won. But with these guys, they're exciting. They got exciting dunks. They can put the ball on the floor. They can fill up the arenas. These guys are going to be franchise players for a long time.
And since both are second-year players, of course, Towns was the first pick. Porzingis was the 4th pick in the lottery a year ago. They met at that New York draft there and became close friends, and apparently they text regularly. So they're friends off the court, but tonight they were going at one another, and both were dominant. Porzingis and the Knicks get
Do not become teammates, though.
There's an old school player saying, we don't need any more super teams out there. Yeah, let's keep a rivalry in check there with Karl-Anthony Towns and Kristaps Porzingis.